Show us your tips. Beaver's back for 2024. We found him in our new home, wherever that may be. How are you, Beaver? Long time no see.
Very good, thanks, Daggy. Yeah, good to be back for 2024. Big year ahead, and how you travelling?
Very well. Getting through a busy time, actually. Sales on, so doing a bit of work around that. But got through this exhausting 21 races got through this morning. So we'll see how we go in terms of that. But it's good to be back for 2024. Show us your tips. I guess free agent, show us your tips at the moment. But we are out and about in our own channel at the moment. Thanks if you've jumped over from previous ones. But stick around. Plenty of winners. We've got 4 or 5 years of track record of plenty of winners. So if you've just found us or you've jumped across, welcome aboard. Hopefully many more to come, eh, Beaver?
Yeah, ready for another big year, bigger and better, I think, Daggy. And let's kick it off with the first show for the season, first full show for the season, and it's Magic Millions time. And good race day, lots of races on, and lots of good betting opportunities.
Absolutely. Well, we'll kick off with the Magic Millions Raceday, whatever there is, $12 million worth of prize money or something going on up there over 11 races. We kick off. The track should get to good. Currently rated soft, but apparently drains amazingly, so should be good tomorrow. The worst of the weather's past. The rail is in the... why did I close that? Rail's in the 2 metre position from the 950 to the 400. True for the remainder. Raced all right last week, given the conditions, and I think from all reports that we've seen in the month or so it's been open, I think it should race fairly tomorrow.
Yes, I think so. Gold Coast is one of those tracks. Gives you a chance on speed, and if you can swoop and hit the line hard, you no reason you can't get over the top. Huh?
Trigger way to kick the year off for you, Beaver. 1200 metre Country Cup starts the program. Have you found anything in the first?
Yeah, probably one of the hardest races on the card, being the Country Cup, with form all over the place here. I kind of went for a little bit of value here. I settled on 2. I've gone for number 9, Velvet Haze, from the Lee stable. Been going well of late. Resumes here, can handle a little bit of sting out of the ground, and does have a pretty good finish and trialled quite nicely, I thought, at the Gold Coast in preparation for this. Gate 15 was my only concern, but had it on top. Main danger, the resuming Brocky. Thought he could run well as well. So I just looked for a bit of value in this first one to kick us off.
You would believe it, I've come with you. I thought there was 2 chances in a nearly impossible race. I've gravitated to around a $10 mark. The first is Velvet Haze. You've covered off really well. Lightly raced winner. Andrew Mallion takes over from The Apprentice. As you said, trialled at the track. I think it looks quite a good way to start the day at double figures. And I had Zhang Shui as one of the dangers. Again, the concern is the gate, which is probably why the price is so good. But too far out of its ground last time out. Tyler Sheila jumps on. Gate 20 the concern, but I think that means we'll get a price on both. I think you'd be wanting to take as much premium as you can in a race like this. But interesting, we're on a similar page there. The second is the first of the 2-year-olds. This one is the debutante stakes for the 2-year-old fillies. The girls up first, and I found, not too many shocks for people that follow the show, but I found the Waterhouse runner on top here. 2 down, Lizzie down the bottom. I reckon would have been set for this race from the day it got on Willie's truck 12 months ago to come back down here. Trial was good, just had the 1 trial in preparation. I think there's more upside to come. Tim Clark will go forward, and all systems go here. $1 million filly last year, I reckon. As I said, this would have been absolutely revved up for this. Stable made a run well. Dominator in the Arrowfield colours, and I struggled to separate a lot of the local chances. I think I was just thought Gay would have her way with this race. What do you think?
Yeah, I thought the same. I've gone for the favoured Gay runner in Tunda Lizzie for all the reasons you suggest. Drawn well here. Clark on board. Probably jumps, runs, and going to be goddamn hard to catch.
The third is the boys' version, the Colts and Geldings 1,000 metre 2-year-old debutante race. What have you found in this one?
I'm going to go Waterhouse and Bot again with Barracuda. Gets the services of McDonald here. Like the breeding here, and trials that's shown enough here to show that it can run a good race. Taken up for this race, and therefore suggests to me that it's got a really good chance.
Yep, that trial was against Highness, who will get a mention when we get to the feature 2-year-old race in about 10 minutes' time. So J-Mac jumps on, controls, all looks good for me. Of the local chances, I actually thought lead me on might be a nice hope here. I thought the trials were good. Mickey Rod is on, and we'll give you a nice enough side, I suppose, at the $10 mark. The fourth is a 1,300 metre Magic Millions Open. Tricky business here, Beaver. Who have you found?
Yeah, this is quite a tricky race here. Good one. I've settled on Hatchet.
Okay.
Love the first up win. Love the way that it chased hard to the line. I think getting out to the 1,300 metre suits here, and 52 kilos is a featherweight for this. Um, I think it'll continue to improve, and therefore I think it's my on topper. Hard to beat.
Cool. Interesting one because obviously Rothfire is, or should at one time have been, the best horse in this race. Was just fair winning up at Toowoomba, and the
I
crack
thought
that it
that too.
has is a lot of times when it gets into really high pressure races, it doesn't necessarily hold up to it. But there's not a heap of, I guess the real pressure comes from the size of the field rather than any fast horses, which left me putting it as a live chance. I think from a betting point of view, though, I thought Show Me Mercy I can forgive last time out. Pulled up with heat stress. I think improves at double figures. And Boom Talk should have won last time out. And you would go back and look at last prep. Was really good. Gets Mickey D. So predominantly going to look at the 9 and the 6 in terms of a decent result out of here. And I'll just think about what I do with Rothfire. But it just feels a bit like it might be found out here.
Yeah, I thought the same. I thought it was a little bit short. It's got the 61 kilos, 15 gate, and the 1,300. Um, I just thought they might be just finishing over the top at the end. It wasn't the most convincing win, as you said, at Toowoomba,
Hmm.
but maybe that was second up syndrome. But I'm willing to take it on at the $3 ish mark, and Hatchet's the one.
Cool. 2,200 metre Sub Zero is up next. The staying race on the card. Who do you like here?
Yeah, I would have been even more keen on Zenzella if it had drawn a little bit closer to the rails. I
Mm.
am going to have it on top because I love that it's third up. It was good resuming in a Group 3, very close behind Revolutionary Miss, which is a live chance later in the day. And then won nicely at Caulfield on Boxing Day and just chased the line really hard there, never shirked its task. I thought that was a good run, and this sets up very nice for hit. It's not a deep race in regards of ability. So we're on top, main danger. The Waterhouse Bot So United, also third up, and should have some improvement.
Not much more to add. Zenzella's come back in fantastic order. Should have nearly won first up at a price for us. Won well, and I almost think that was a flat run, that second up win. Hit the line early and, second up off a spell. I think it's now going to peak third up. Gate the concern, but probably means we're getting a price because the only other danger I could find was So United. It'll lead for Tim Clark and run well again. Gets a ticks. Gay up in distance going forward for Tim Clark. That's about it. That's the race for me. I thought if you're looking for ones into getting exotics, Noah in a deal and 80 grand might can run into a place, but a 2-horse race in my humble. The sixth is the Syndicate, 1,100 metres, weight for age, and I've liked the price around Derry Grove here. I know it's coming out of some dominant highway stuff. Went to the Kosciuszko and just got too far back there. But Trial Since was very impressive. One of Nash's only couple of rides on the day. I think it's here to run well because there's, in my opinion, cracks in the rest of these. Baroque Road on the quick backup. J-Mac jumps on. Just peaked on its run at 13 last time. Back to 1,100, I think will run well third up, quick backup. And I'll have something on 11.11 at the big price. Always set for this. Just took no part last time out. Went back, stayed there, and has a fantastic record at the track. Who have you found?
Yeah, interesting race. I've gone for Golden Boom, resuming here. Uh, Love the trial. Thought that was an excellent trial there at Doomben. Was in great form when it went last in work, running some really nice races. Beat Spacewalk at Doomben one day, and then finished pretty close behind Red Card at Eagle Farm prior to after that. Gets draws all right for this. Resuming here, has got first up form previously, and doesn't mind a little bit of sting out of the track. So I think it can run well. I thought the two around $10, Bossed Up and Bazik,
Hmm.
could also run well. both have won last 2 and 3 starts. I think they're really live knockout chances, but Golden Boom on top for me.
The 7th is the 1200 metre snippets, and end of the day, I thought King of Sparta picked itself here. Freshened up, trial since, J-Mac jumping on from an inside gate, unbeaten at the track, albeit a new track now, but we know travels here. I think it's going to be ready to go again. Loves this day, so it's on top from Petronius. Clear danger for me at a big price. As a horse you've had a feel for since it's gone to Queensland, and I think would have been set for this. Next best, Rose Quartz, who perhaps was a bit plain last time out, but at least will be on pace here. Thoughts?
Yeah, got King of Sparta on top as well. A little bit skinnier than I thought it would be. Would have liked to see even money or better.
Agree. Yeah.
But it does look the clear on top pick here. The others have been a little bit inconsistent of late. I do think Rose Quartz could improve here. Wouldn't want to let it get under my guard. And I think Shooting for Gold's going well enough. If the pace is on, it has a good finish and hasn't been far away.
The 8th is the first leg of the quaddie. 1200 metre, 2-year-old classic here, a restricted listed sales race. It looks a cracker field, actually. We'll see some of these, I'm sure, head towards a slipper after this. But at first, I thought I was going to just lob here and just tip Stormboy and Moral, but I haven't quite come up with that. Who have you found?
I have cut Stormboy on top. I think it's going to be super hard to beat. Its 2 starts have been super impressive. Put paid to the fields fairly comfortably here. Gate 10, maybe slightly wider than you want in one of these races, but I think this horse just has the edge here. And I thought the Main Danger Spywire, which is drawn outside it, made it a little bit easier for Stormboy given that fact. So, and some of the other dangers like Parkour and Arabian Summer are sort of drawn off a little bit as well. So for that reason, I've got Stormboy on top. Hardest to beat Spywire.
Yeah, the problem with some of these colts is when you get in the real high pressure races as a youngster, they can pack it in, and I just sort of have convinced myself this might have a bit of speed, but it will tag along with Arabian Summer. We'll push forward. I've gone for Highness on top. I liked that resumption. Did beat Spywire there, albeit you could perhaps controversially given Tyler's last 100 metres, but I've got it on top. The trial since against Barracuda was good. Reeled that in pretty easy, and I think it's got more upside here. So I'm going to stick with it from Spywire, who gets J-Mac, tags Stormboy across, and brings the same form line. I'll play each way around them, but the Stormboy blowing these away wouldn't shock me. Very good race. Looking forward to seeing that and how we head into the autumn on the back of it. The 9th is a 1400 metre 3-year-old race here, and my gut when I did this form is that these very well exposed 3-year-olds aren't any good. So I went looking for some new blood, and that's Sydney Bowler, 4th up. I like the fact that last time out it was rode the pace when it had been getting back and storming home before that. I think it can just sit where it wants here. Jay Collett can just make up his mind from 17. He needs to find a tag, and I think we'll go very, very close to winning this. Look, I guess Chrysor will improve off that run in Queensland, and Gay's got an army that will roll forward, and I'm sure they'll all have their say. But as I said, I think we know the bottom of most of these now, and we don't know the bottom of Sydney Bowlers. My simple thoughts there. Beaver.
Sydney Bowler for me. Like what you had to say, again, the gate worried me slightly. 16. Might end up coming in a few here, which will help. But yeah, I've got it on top. And then there's a couple of horses here that I think can run well. Royal Tribute from the Waterhouse Pot stable. I think this is a real live chance. Started favourite and only finished 2 lengths behind Osmosis some time back in a listed race. So I think that's pretty good form, and it can run well in this. And I also thought Keenan. It was in the same race as Sydney Bowler last start and finished a couple of lengths behind it.
We'll improve off that heaps, I think.
I think it will improve a lot off that race, and carried 59 there, so drops 3 kilos here. Certainly, given the race and the price in the market last time, they were a lot closer in the market, and Keenan is drawn gate 2. So I certainly won't let it get under my guard.
What's it need? Two scratchings for a start.
Yeah,
We've
well,
had
it's
two.
already two.
It was already two, so we're in. Cool. Guess we'll wait and see what jockey lobs. The 10th is the 1400 metre Magic Millions Cup for the girls. Who do you like here?
Ripper Ace.
Is a cracker.
Like it.
Tell
I
lights not
think
for the girls. It's just a listed 1400 metres.
probably the top 6 or 7 in the market hold the key. I've settled on Loch Eagle. National board. It's a horse that I like backing. It's been freshened up for this and comes out as sort of Group 2 company from Randwick. I think that's a really good setup for this. Only just beaten by Detonator Jack as well. Start before that, which was a great run. Gate 14 is fine. It can get in the running line here and it can finish off and give them something to chase. Far Too Easy and Zarastro. Probably just concerned with the barrier with both of those, both chances, but a bit concerned there. And I thought Revolutionary Miss is flying at the moment, so it's hard to beat. So I sort of settled on Loch Eagle with Revolutionary Miss, the main danger.
I'm really keen on Loch Eagle's chances here. I think there's two main hopes. That's one of them. You've summed that up pretty well. And Far Too Easy. We'll have a job due from gate 21, which seems to be the story of most of my picks. But once we start getting these 20 horse fields, we know Clear Air is usually the place to be. So Far Too Easy and Loch Eagle, my two top chances here. That was a very impressive return. Nelly should have won, probably come back and won both those races back this time in. 3 from 2 from me. Tamerlane will be the on-pace hope, with the rest of these all swooping. So I think those three, plus you could throw in Rev Miss getting a camp, should fight out the trifecta, I think. The last is the girls' race, 1,300 metres, fillies and mares classic. Lady Laguna smashed them first up. I'm going to stick here. It was very impressive. Did come underneath, get the perfect run, but with upside here and McDonald taking over, it is on top for me. From Salik, who just took absolutely no part first up. Now Stanley comes off the barrier trail there. Tommy Berry goes on. You can't tell me it's not going to run well at 40s here for Waller. And Royal Merchant, obvious. Talented horse, up and going, is in the race too. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm going to go Jinquira.
Yeah.
Like the way it bounced back last start. Beat a handy little horse there in Chili Philly. And I just thought it was a really impressive run there. There's 3 runs prior to that. Weren't as bad on paper as they looked. Had trialled well at Rosehill. I think he can run well here. And on the quick backup, I suggest it's primed and ready to go. So I reckon around the 550. It's a really good chance in this. So I've got it on top.
Yeah, it was very impressive last week. You are in charge of the Queensland Quaddie. Good luck.
I am. Thank you. Starting off in the first leg, which is race 8, which is the Magic Millions, I have gone number 1, Stormboy, 2, Spywire, 4, Highness, and 5, Wolfgang. In the second leg, which is race 9, I've gone number 2, Chrysor, number 4, Royal Tributes, number 10, Sydney Bowler, and number 20, Keenan.
Cool.
In race 10, which is the third leg, I've gone number 2, Far Too Easy, number 3, Loch Eagle, number 7, Revolutionary Miss, and number 19, Lavish Empire. And to finish the day, I've gone number 1, Royal Merchant, number 3, Lady Lagana, number 4, Extremist, and number 13, Junquira.
Awesome. For us, show us your tips. Your best and value on the card.
My best bet comes up in race 5, number 3, Zenzella. And my value bet comes up in race 4, number 16, Hatchet.
I'm going to make my best the Gay Filly. Race 2, number 9, Too Darn Lizzie. I think it's there to win. And race 10, number 3, Loch Eagle, runs well in the classic there. We will head up and do the Sydney preview now at Rosehill. I think, as far as I can tell, the worst of the rain has passed for the week. Looks like it's passed through this morning. Soft 5 at the moment. I think it gets back to a good tomorrow. Rail True should be fair enough. And we kick off on what an odd card this is. There's some weird horses here. There's none of the top jocks. Yeah, what do you make of this card?
Yeah, pretty interesting card here. Yeah, wasn't overly keen on it, but I think there's a few nice bets in there nonetheless. If you're looking at these types of fields, winning form is good form.
First is the midway, 1,500 metres, benchmark 72 as usual, and you may as well lead us off.
I'm going to kick off with exactly what I just said, and winning form's good form. I'm going number 6, Gelatin, from the Friedman stable. Third up, has won the last 2, beat Dimitrov, which was fancy when it went to Queensland. And then had also won at Kembla last start, finishing off running on nicely. I think this sets up good here. Gate 7 perfect, and we'll finish in the finish. We'll figure in the finish.
Yeah, real line chase. I thought that was actually pretty soft at Kembla, and just finds a lovely midway race to come to town for. It's on top for me too. Gets the 1-1 according to the Racing New South Wales maps for Rory Hutchins. I guess the other Friedman stable runner is the Danger. Jamira Beach should roll forward and lead for Danny Beasley. I suppose main chance, but clearly on top for me as the rain starts that I told you was gone. The second is Class 3, 1,100 metre first to the highways. Been blessed with 2 highway handicaps today. And I went all down his field, and I thought I'd done the race, and then I got to this bottom one, I'm a Steal, and it absolutely brained him last time out at Nara. I know it wasn't a fantastic race, but it went like a rocket, so I'm putting it on top. I think it's got upside here, and the trial before was very impressive. From Tabata Set, who will push forward. That was a nice win over King Rupert, who can tie into the highway form, and the obvious one here is Life's a Party that is on the comes out of the last highway race, is the only one with highway form in the race, and Gallant Star is good highway form. I think they're the 3 for me, Beaver. What about yourself?
Yeah, I settled on 2. I've gone for I'm a Steal as well. Did fly last start, was well backed. Started long odds on and won accordingly. Keen to see how it goes here, but on top for me. Main Danger, the resuming Outback ringer, gets 3 kilo claim here. Has a reasonable career record, and runs to date haven't been too bad. So comes here with as a live chance, I think.
Beauty. The second, what would it be? Second heat of the highways is another 1,100 metre race. How have you lined these ones up?
Yeah, I've gone for the top 1 Penthouse here. I think it's clear on top pick here. Gets the 3 kilo claim, resuming. He's raced in fairly good company. First up form is outstanding. 2 wins, 2 placings. One at Hawkesbury, went first up last time, beating Dollar Magic, who we know is a pretty good and consistent horse. Yeah, and then raced in good company behind the likes of Flying on a Limb when in at Caulfield. So clear on top here.
Yep, that form's a mile better than this. The trial was very sexy. The only reservation, but she's only got one job from gate 1, is to get out and not get in trouble, is Hannah Williams going on. But best horse, should win this with even luck if I'm finding a Danger, which I struggled with. Maybe Blow Dart, third up, is the constant highway threat. Doesn't particularly like winning the highways, though. The fourth is the 1,300 metre benchmark 72. Interesting race. And I ended up just now mapped to go forward, actually putting Infancy on top. Probably should have won that Chili Filly race. You mentioned when we were at Boxing Day there, it was very unlucky. We've seen the form be good out of that, so it's on top. From High Blue Sea is a year off, but the trials were good. Fresh up here might want the run, but I think is over the odds. I think some of these in the market, I couldn't work out why they were so short. I thought outside of the 2 I mentioned, Amati and Chartwell are both over the odds. I know they're coming from Canterbury form, but the rest of this is crap.
I agree. I got Infancy on top, and I think 360 is a good price. It ran extremely well, as you said, Boxing Day, and probably should have finished closer. Now third up, gets the right draw, 7's perfect, and I think it's going to be super hard to beat. Clear on top for me.
We've got race 5, 1200 metre benchmark 78 is up next. Who do you like?
Yeah, another nice little race here. I've gone for Mrs. Chrissy, coming from Caulfield. Love the way it resumed there. That was a really good win. Jumped out, ran, gave nothing else a chance. Again on Boxing Day. Prior to that, had some really good form in OK races as well. Comes here. Interesting it brought it here, but I see it getting out in front here and being hard to chase. Obviously, the Waterhouse Bot Kitty Chat, that was a good win first up, but it was a maiden, midweek maiden. Had to work hard and finish the race off nicely there, but this is slightly better.
I'm going with either or on top. My concern is that Mrs. Chrissy might be first up only. Did throw away a couple of races deeper in the prep she got last time out, albeit they were reasonably strong races. Either or just gets camped straight in the back of it, and Kitty Chat, and was pretty arrogant first up actually. Comfortable watch for those that backed and tipped it, i.e. me. So it stays on top. I think the other two on paces are, I think the three on pace runners, the other two being Mrs. Chrissy and Kitty Chat, are the two. But just going on the camp there, and probably want to see a bit more out of Mr. Boozellen, who Gaze managed to find for Kitty Chat. The 6 is 800 metre benchmark 78. Not filled with confidence or joy about this, but I'm putting Louisville on top. I think gate 1 now will be further forward. We'll see a change of tactics, and it will lob close to leaders back tomorrow, I think, for Clippo. If it does, it should win. I'm forgiving Aristonius, who just was too bad to be true last time out. The trial since was good. I think has to improve, and it wouldn't surprise me if Kaboch actually pulls its finger out and participates in the finish tomorrow, because it's drawn an inside gate, and Rory goes on in what essentially is a pretty ordinary field away from these three. What do you think?
Yeah, it is a fairly ordinary field, to be honest. I had Louisville on top for the reasons you suggested. Has to win now. Gets out to 1,800 metres, which suggests on previous runs that will suit. Gets the inside gate, so should be able to track into it. D-Day doesn't win tomorrow. Looking to whether it wins another race. So on top for me, main danger, Angel of Light, third up. Doesn't win often, but this is a suitable race, and gets out now to even more suitable distance. So look for it late.
Excellent. The feature on the card is the 2,000 metre listed race, the January Cup. Who have you found?
Yeah, really liked the win of Naval College last start. That was excellent. Third up now, it'll have further improved with that 53 on its back. I don't see too many dangers.
The only danger, if there is one, is Luntzis, who got every possible chance last time out. Does get the same year from gate 1, should be leaders back. I think it fights out the finish, but with more upside. Naval College, the show you missed, we declared it immoral. That's good. I think it runs well again here. Jet Stanley did the job. So nice run. Should be hardest to beat again. Benchmark 100 up next, 1,300 metres. Where I am going to take the $10 on offer for Ucalledit. Some nice Sydney wins last time out. Has come back, and I thought the trials for Chris Lees were quite good. First one hit the line well. Second one was double wraps, but impressive enough. And at the price, quite a few of these don't particularly like the winning post. So it's on top. Kabling is the here and now and up and going. Slightly disappointing in Queensland last time out, but back here with control, I think is the main danger. The rest of these wouldn't know what the finishing camera looked like, to be honest, anymore. Beaver?
I had Ucalledit as well at the $10. I think it's
easily best horse in this race.
On the card, right?
Yeah.
It's got the big weight, but it gets the 3 kilo claim, which it needs. But if you go back and look at it, it's won 10 of 26 races.
Yep.
And first up, it's 1, 2, and been placed 2 from 6. Good tracks, 5 out of 9, soft 5 out of 10. So it's had 7 starts on heavy, and it's only ran a place. So it's 7-5. So 6 of its failures
on heavy track
have been on heavy. So take those 6 races out. It's had 20 career starts for 10 wins and 6 placings. That's pretty impressive for a race like this. It's got the 2 gates. Ran 4.5 lengths behind Buenos Noches, and ran in some pretty good quality races, 1.5 lengths, 15 rounds in the ATC Cup at Sunshine Coast. Um, in this type of field, I think it's a live chance. Main danger, Estadio Mastella.
Yep. Beautiful. Where's it now? Joe Pride. Yeah, it'll win a race for Joe this prep. The 9th is a 1,200-metre race. Speaking of Joe Pride, he's got some of these going, also in the last, actually. But who have you found here in the 9th?
I've gone for the first up Pariel
Yep.
here. Again, I think it's the best horse in this race. Quite surprised it's $4.40. Curious as why that is the case. Hasn't missed a place in its 3 first up efforts. Goes good on the soft going. Hasn't been out of a placing. And yeah, 2 from 12, 9 placings. It does need to win, but you will be in the finish. And at $4.40, I think it's not a bad bet.
Agree. It's on top. Obviously, Boston Rocks was a nice enough return there. It'll run well again, but I think Pariel's a better horse. And I think So Good, So Cool will improve. Snagged last time in a better race and is a big price for your exotics. Race 10, 400-metre benchmark, 78. Here's where Joe Pride has a couple. A couple that'll fight at the finish, I think. Testator Silens has come back a new horse for Joe. Very good all starts. If it's going to win a race, this is it. From Principessa, who gets the other Joe Pride play in quick backup from last week, was out the back, but I think out to 1,400 metres, third up, quick backup. Will improve, as will Cross the Rubicon, who just took absolutely no part now, is claiming under the minimum for Jet, is another improver. But I think that's the race. I really wanted to go find Gracili Styler, then I realised, with blinkers going on, then I realised I hadn't won for 3 years and didn't. What have you found?
Gone the same way here. I think this is Testator Silens race to win here. Probably should have won last start, and previous runs this prep have been all very good. No reason it shouldn't win here, given it's got the perfect gun draw here, and it's my clear on top. Couldn't really find much else.
Awesome. The Rosehill Quaddie will go in the first leg. 1 Luncies, 5 Baby Rider, 9 Touristic, 12 Naval College. Second leg, 1 Ucalledit, 8 Kabling. I sort of want to throw Rubanos in, number 6, but you might cure me of that. The 9th is, I'll put in 5 Pariel, 8 Boston Rocks, and 11 Union Army. And we'll come home with 2 Testator Silence, 8 Principessa, 12 Cross the Rubicon. I'm going to make my best on the card. Good question. What is my best? You tell us what yours is, and then I'll get back to you.
My best bet is race 10, number 2, Testator Silence. And my value bet is race 8, number 1, Ucalledit.
I'll make my best. Race 3, number 1, Penthouse. And my value is the same as yours. Race 8, number 1, Ucalledit. Fantastic price at $10. Anything from the rest of Australia? Have you had a look at Flemington?
I have had a look at Flemington. Got a few down at Flemington. Race 3, number 3, Otago.
Yep.
I think it's going to be super hard to beat. I then like race 6, number 9, Fire of Etna. Then race 7, number 8, Punch Lane. Think it's going to be hard to beat. And finishing off with race 8, number 2, Shigaropa.
I will just throw race 9, number 3, Miracle Spin on top for good measure. But I agree with everything you said. It looks a decent betting card from Flemington. That's us for the first show of the year. Thank you, Beaver. Check out
Thank you.
us. Subscribe to show us your tips. You can find us on Spotify. And stay tuned. Hopefully, have a bit more, as we head into the new year, have a bit more stuff to come. Spread the word. Tell everyone to subscribe to our new channel. Leave us some feedback. You can find us on Facebook as well. Show us your tips. But we'll be back twice a week and have a midweek show as well as weekend previews, week in, week out. We're not too far from the Autumn Carnival.